Hello everyone. Welcome to part 3 of my Tour de Fleece 2025 series. This is really just some quick videos where I share little vloggy bits and talk through what I've been spinning on throughout Tour de France. That is happening currently from July 5th to I believe July 29th is the official end date. I will preface this by saying I am not following along with I'm not following along with what the cyclists are doing. I'm just spinning my heart out throughout these few weeks and seeing how much stash I can get through and just doing what brings me joy, essentially. So I have a part 1, part 2 you will have already seen, hopefully. If not, start back at part 1 and work your way through. But if you've been sticking with me through the series, just huge thank you. Like I said, I've been spinning my heart out. My fingers are getting calluses and I am enjoying every single second of it. I wanted to do a little quick intro before I jump into the B-roll and kind of the vloggy bits, but I will come back at the end of this after I put in all the footage that I've got thus far and show you the finished skeins. So show you what I've got off the wheel, which seems like a lot. I feel like I've been doing a lot in the past few days. It is July 22nd, Tuesday. So we have just about 7 days left of Tour de France. And I don't know if my spinning mojo is going to take a break after this or if I'm just going to keep trucking along, but there will be another vloggy-ish episode through the next 7 days, and then I will end it all with either in that video or maybe potentially a secondary video. I will have all of my finished projects and talk through all of those. So if you want to follow along on Instagram, you can find me as LoftyLoops over there. I am theLoftyLoops on Facebook, which really is just where my Instagram posts get auto shared to Facebook, but some people are over there and not on Instagram. I get it. I'm also on Threads, Blue Sky, and Discord, and YouTube, obviously. So pretty much anywhere you want to find me, you can. Links are in the description box below. I would love if you would thumbs up this video if you find it entertaining, if you're enjoying the process of what I'm working on, or if you just want to give some random inspiration and motivation to keep working through these things. I would love it. But yeah, let's jump into the B-roll, shall we? Let's see. I think at the end of last episode or the last video, I was just getting ready to sit down with my yarn jam, which I sadly have not put a whole bunch of work in on, but that is a spoiler. But I did go ahead and I was able to ply up all of my Plies Hellhounds fiber, and I started a new spin and finished it, so I will have that to share as well. And then apparently anytime I finish something on my electric eel wheel electric eel wheel 6, I immediately have to put new fiber on it, so I will show you that as well. I probably won't have that done by the end of the episode, but it's well on its way and I will show you what I've got so far. So, all right, let's get into it. Hello. It is Saturday the 19th and I am waiting on a shipment of some cotton like paracord. I broke another tension band in my electric eel wheel and I broke one early on because obviously I've been spinning my heart out, and then ended up replacing that with the one that they sent. And I thought I had some fingering weight like dishy or cotton dishcloth yarn, but turns out everything I have is DK or worsted. So it's a little too thick to be a tension band, so I had to order some more. It should be here today, but that means I did have to pause on spinning the other half of my braid. This is the first half. This is, was it April Color Cube Club? Let me flip y'all around, hold on. Yes, April Color Cube Club on 100% organic polwarth. And this was when I just started playing around with dyeing fiber. And so I kept a lot of those early braids for myself because I was like worried about felting it. You know, I didn't know how it was gonna turn out and I just wanted to play. This is the other half. And I'm pretty sure I've already inserted a little bit of footage of this braid, but I wanted to spin this up and see how it worked out. There are some spots where I don't know if it felted, but it almost feels sticky. It's like, I don't know if something was spilled on it. I don't know why it would be sticky. None of the other ones I've ever dyed have ended up like that. So I'm wondering if maybe there was something in my, can you see? I don't know how well that's gonna come across, but like right here is a little bit of a sticky spot, and it's like, it feels felted, but it's not felted, it's sticky. And so while I could have probably gone and soaked this braid before attempting to spin it, I didn't do that. And fun fact, sorry, I'm like bouncing all over the place. It only happens in like the red. So I don't know what the heck happened, but here's like, can you see where it's like, I don't know, it's probably not coming across very well. I don't have my lights on in here right now, but it's all of this, it just feels very sticky. So what I did on the first half was I went through and I pulled out all of those parts because I attempted to spin them anyway and was just like, well, whatever it is will wash out when I soak it. Yeah, it was not spinning nicely. So I just went through and I pulled all those little chunks out, which is exactly why I kept these braids, because I would not want to sell that to a customer, because that was not a fun time. But like I said, I've never noticed that on any of the other braids I've ever dyed. So maybe there was something on the fiber itself before I even put dye. I don't know. I don't know what the deal is. It was an anomaly, hopefully. But yes, here is the first half. And I spun this, I split the first half in half and spun that end to end. And so there are very long color repeats. For the second half on the new bobbin, once I get my tension band replaced, I'm going to split it into fourths, I think, and then have shorter repeats of color and do a kind of like a mock fractal. It's not a true fractal, but that is the plan. And then as far as my next spin goes, TBD, I need to dig through my stash, but I do want to attempt a 3-ply fractal, a true 3-ply fractal. So I'm gonna have a dig once I get this done, and once I get done with the yarn jam that's on my Pollywog, and yeah, we'll go from there. This has been such a bizarre Tour de Fleece for me. I started and I can't stop, which is fantastic for stash dash, not stash dash, but I'm stashing down on my yarn in 2025. I'm trying to use things and only start projects that have come from my stash because I have a lot of gorgeous skeins that need to be used. That doesn't mean I'm not still buying things from time to time. I definitely am, but when I start new projects, I want them to be from stash. So I've been really good about that with yarn, and I'm super excited to be getting through some of my fiber stash. So just figured I'd pop in and share that with y'all, and I'm gonna get it going about the rest of my day. Don't know what that looks like just yet. It is about 150% humidity, I feel like, in Nebraska today, It's like 80, I don't even know. It's like in the 80s Fahrenheit. It's 81, but it's like stepping outside into a cloud and just you're instantly drenched. It's disgusting outside. So I will likely be doing stuff inside. I was potentially gonna go dye some yarn, which I could do, but it's gonna take an eternity to dry at this rate. So we'll see what I get up to. But all right, that's enough of me babbling. I'll chat soon. Okay, now that I'm back, I can share the finished skeins with you. And first off, I want to share my Plies and Hellhounds. That, remember, was a advent project from last year. 2024, I had 12 20-gram fiber bumps plus a 100-gram braid, and then I went ahead and purchased an additional 100-gram braid just last month or a few weeks ago to add to it. So here is the majority of it. There is another little one that I'll talk about in a moment, but these are with those fiber bumps in the advent and with the 100-gram in one and the 100-gram in the other. They are slightly different. All of the little fiber bumps, while they did have kind of a cohesive look and feel, I wasn't necessarily spinning them in any specific order. I was just grabbing one and tossing it on. So this is pretty chaotic, but I love it. I love how it turned out. And I did do a 2-ply. This is Wensleydale, which it did soften up quite a bit after a good soak and a dry, but I will say I don't know that I will be purchasing any more Wensleydale to spin, only because it's awfully scratchy. I mean, it's not horrible, it just isn't next to skin soft. And if I undo one of these, it doesn't have a lot of that bounce. There isn't a whole lot, like it just is. And I like a really bouncy, more flexible yarn, I suppose you could say. But this is just very like, it is what it is, which is fine. And it's beautiful. I do like it. I just probably won't be reaching for that fiber again anytime soon. But also not against it. All in all, between these two, this was the second bobbin that had the two 100-gram braids on it. I ended up getting 444 yards total between the two for, looks like 12.7 ounces of fiber, which is a lot. It is pretty much a DK, I would say. There are thicker and thinner spots, but if I had to average it out, I would say it's a DK. And then I did have a little bit of the bumps left on the first bobbin, which I knew that I would have because I had 240 grams total of all those little bumps, and then I only had the 200 grams of the braids. So this is 40 grams left over, or 2 ounces, and I got 86 yards out of this, and I just spun this I pulled it off the bobbin into a cake and spun it on itself. So took the inside of the cake and the outside of the cake and just plied it on itself. So this will be really fun to toss into some sort of scrappy project, or I don't know what to do with it. Maybe I'll make another little sweater for my son's Labubu. This would be a nice little rustic sweater, but it is only 86 yards, so it's not gonna get too terribly far, but still love it. So that is Plies and Hellhounds for a total of 14.7 ounces of fiber. And then the next one I finished has not yet been washed or dried or thwacked or any of the things. Literally came off the nitty naughty, ready for a soap. This is my LoftyLoops fiber, and it is the April Color Cube Club. This was when I was playing with fiber, kind of getting a feel for dyeing it, and it is on 100% organic polwarth. Now, when I talk about springy yarn, this is springy yarn. It definitely has a little bit of a elasticity to it. Maybe that's the word I was looking for. So I can kind of stretch it and it bounces back. Whereas the other one I feel like is very ropey. There is no elasticity. I love the way that this barber pulled up. I love these colors. Let's see what I did. I got 173 yards for the 100 gram braid, and it is definitely a DK weight. Although I would say it's close to a heavy DK, potentially close to worsted after I wash it and it blooms a little bit. So we'll see what I get there. But this was so fast. I started this on the 17th and I completely finished it on the 20th. So like over the weekend, that's all I did. And it drafted so nicely and so fast. I will say that there were parts, I think I talk about this, or I think I've already chatted about this, but there were parts that had to pull the fiber out because I don't know if something got on it. I don't know if I felted the fiber. It didn't feel felted, it felt sticky. So I don't know what got into the bath, or I don't know where it came from, but I did end up pulling a lot of the fiber out just because I couldn't salvage it and I didn't want to soak it and re-dry and do all the things. So I lost probably not a half an ounce, probably not that much, but I did lose a good chunk of the fiber, but that's okay. This was learning. That's exactly what this was for. So that is all I have completed. I need to go soak this and I want to get back to what's on my wheel. So I'm going to let y'all go there. But again, I thank you all so much for sticking with this series. I hope you're enjoying it. If you are doing a Tour de Fleece vlog, I would love to know. So leave your channel links below. If you're just Instagramming along, also feel free to leave that because I am just loving watching everyone spin to their heart's content. It's been really, really fun to see all the beautiful skeins that are being created over the last couple weeks. So all right, well, I will chat with you all one more time at the end of Tour de Fleece, and then hopefully I'll be back with another podcast soon. But have a good one, y'all. Bye.